Hey, what's going on, John? This is Jack here with Mr. and Mrs. Leeds. I work with Josh here. I was tasked with doing this video analysis for you, and I am one of the SEO consultants here, and so I'd be happy to do this. What I want to do in the video analysis is basically go over exactly where you are in terms of SEO and where we kind of need to be, as well as what kind of keywords we could potentially rank for if we're to tackle this project all together. All right, so without further ado, let me get ahead and get started. What I did was I first hopped on our Ahrefs tool. Basically, our Ahrefs tool allows search marketers like myself to look at the in-depth SEO metrics of a site and see kind of what's been going on with it. So what I can see right off the bat is that the site itself actually has had some SEO work done. So 2018, I see you threw in that keyword. I don't know. So I don't know if you did the SEO or you've been doing the SEO yourself, or maybe you've hired someone else to do it. But it looks like whoever did it has the 2018 number on there, which is clever, but it just kind of looks a little bit funky, and I think this would lower your conversion rates, so actually people clicking on your link when they find this site. So I would maybe potentially clean that up, but home also you don't necessarily need. What you want to do is Rocky Mountain Self-Defense and Fitness, that's your brand name, and then you also want to add like a keyword or two in your home title, because then Google's going to be able to pick up your location, your brand, and some of the service that you provide. The other thing I can see is that looks like there has been some referring domains and some links to the site. This is a very important part of SEO because the number of backlinks and links that are pointing to your site has a very heavy influence in Google's current algorithm. And what that does is getting a lot of backlinks to your site is it builds authority to your site, and authority in turn has a huge influence in basically determining how highly you rank for the keywords you want to go after, as well as how quickly you get there. And in case you didn't know what a backlink or referring domain is, basically a referring domain is any website out there that's linking back to your website via hyperlink, and that hyperlink would be considered a backlink. And so what this means is there's 44 websites out there on the internet that's linking back about 11,000 times to your site. So I think the number of backlinks pointing to the compared to the referring domains is a little bit spammy, and so we're going to have to look and see if we have to clean out some of these sites that are pointing back a little bit too many times, because it shows Google that it's being spammed, and that's not something that we want to go after. Because ideally, we want to be at about like 100 to 300 referring domains on about 1,000 to 3,000 backlinks. That's really kind of the golden ratio that has been working well with our current clients, and kind of the optimal point that we want to go after, because it shows Google that it's a legitimate link, as well as it's not spammed or synthesized. So that's the kind of thing that we want to do. In terms of like the methodology as to how we go about doing that is we have a lot of connections, especially in the Colorado Springs area, because we are from the Springs, and as well as Colorado and Denver, because we service a lot of clients in Denver as well. And what we do is since we've built our influence here in this area, we have a lot of connections with bloggers and things like that that we can reach out to and get a post about your site, and then build the authority that way, as well as we just do like outreach and things like that to hopefully secure some links that way as well. And so that's our job, but that's a very integral part of SEO, and we definitely want to make sure we target that. And so like I said, our goal is about 100, 300 referring domains on about 1,000, 3,000 backlinks. But actually, this is really good news. A lot of clients and potential clients that I have to do these video analysis for, they kind of start from scratch, right? They have no authority to the site. They don't have any links. The site's new. And so we basically start from zero. And so what happens is when we start from zero, basically the site isn't ranking for anything, right? And so we do a little bit more of our SEO and outreach and things like that, and suddenly they get found by Google, but they're not on the first page, right? How it works is you start all the way at the bottom at the 10th page, and then you slowly start ranking up higher and higher. And so, they suddenly get ranked and they're on the 10th page. We do more of their SEO work, and suddenly, after a few more months, they're on the 7th page or the 5th page, and so on and so forth. But the thing is, just because of the nature of Google's search engine and user experience, you have to be on the first page to be a really key player for the keywords that we want to go after. The reason being is that 95% of people that are on the internet that search for a specific keyword or query into Google stay on the first page. So if someone's typing in self-defense in Castle Rock, 95% of them are going to stay on that first page for that keyword. So you want to make sure that you are on that first page, because that's where you're going to be front and center, and that's how you're going to be found for these keywords that we want to target and go after. All right. And so the fact that you're already ranking for a lot of these keywords means that even if we move up, let's say you're at the top of the second page or the bottom of the second page or the bottom of the first page, even by us just moving you up 5 positions in the keyword rankings, you're getting that much more traffic to your site just because of then you're going to be on the first page, and then hopefully at the middle and top of the first page as we keep on doing our SEO work, right? So looks like we've had some SEO, we've had some jumps right here, and then it's kind of tailored off. So I'd have to take a look and see kind of what's been going on. Maybe you've had some backlinks that have fallen off over some period of time. What I did next was I hopped over to the Organic Keywords tab. This allows search marketers like myself to look at the specific keyword metrics as well as kind of where you're ranking for that. So right off the bat, great job ranking for the keyword Rocky Mountain self-defense. You are on the #1 spot, and that's very important because that's your brand, right? You don't want to be on the 3rd, 5th, or not show up for your brand because people are searching for your brand. If you're not there, then people are going to get confused as they start clicking on websites and realize it's not yours, and then maybe they might lose interest. Looks like Douglas County Firearms, you've had a inner page that you built out for that, and it looks like you actually have like a specials with them and a partnership, so that's pretty cool. Self-defense classes near me is a really good keyword that we want to go after. It's going to be a little bit more difficult than a lot of the local keywords because this is straight up a national keyword, but people do type in self-defense classes near me when they're in Castle Rock, when they're in South Denver, Englewood, that kind of thing. So we want to make sure that we capture the first page for that kind of keyword. CrossFit Castle Rock has a huge amount of searches, 400 searches per month for that keyword. Looks like you are on the 11th spot. So you might be surprised how many people are actually typing in CrossFit Castle Rock, and that's a very important keyword that we want to go after. CrossFit is one of the services that you provide. I know that I believe it's self-defense and fitness and Krav Maga, but I'm not sure if CrossFit's one of those things. That's just one of those things that we'll have to discuss with you, right? Krav Maga Castle Rock, #3. So, I can just kind of go down the list, and you can pause the video if you'd like to know your metrics. But this is kind of the work that we do because here at Mr. and Mrs. Leads, what we like to do is we like to work backwards in our SEO campaigns, right? So we don't like to guess and kind of maybe guess on what kind of keywords that we want to rank for. Instead, what we do is we use tools like these that literally tell us how many searches per month a specific keyword is being searched into Google, when people are behind their smartphones and their laptops and computers, and then we base our SEO campaign around that. So we don't want to go after a keyword like best Krav Maga self-defense class in Rocky Mountain if only 5 people a month search for it, only 1 person searches for that kind of keyword. We want to go after the ones that actually have a decent amount of search volume. Right, so hopefully that makes sense to you, and that's how we work backwards in terms of what some of the keywords that we want to go after. And so when we do our keyword research, if we were to bring you on as a client, so one of the first tasks we would do is actually figure out what kind of keywords that we want to go after, and then and see what kind of metrics are behind it, right? And so I did do some rudimentary homework before I made this video, and here's some of the keywords that I did target. So we got fitness, martial arts, Krav Maga, and self-defense, right? And so the locations, I know that you have 2 locations, one in Castle Rock and one in Englewood. And so, you know what? I didn't even have Castle Rock on here. I just noticed, and Centennial, and I don't have a gym. But anyways, so you'll see like Douglas County. Obviously, that's kind of like the Castle Rock, the south tip of Douglas County, right? So we want to make sure we target those kinds of keywords. Englewood, obviously, Littleton, because this one should be Littleton. And fitness, Lone Tree, South Denver, and Centennial. Now, Centennial is one of those locations where it's kind of like right in between Castle Rock and Englewood, but Centennial is close enough that I feel like people would definitely drive down to Castle Rock or a little bit up and west to Englewood, and so it's still kind of worth it. So these are the kind of keywords that we want to go after, right? And you know what? I'll just throw it into our Keyword Explorer tool and see what kind of keywords we can pull up. Just to let you know, a lot of these keywords are probably not going to show you too much volume, but this is only an estimate based on Ahrefs tool, right? And so it doesn't have a complete 100% accurate of what actually people are searching, and it actually tends to be on the low end, just purely from experience that I've used. So yeah, 170 searches. But it gives you a general idea of what kind of keywords are being searched more than others. And even if these ones don't get that many searches per month, even if one person, right, reaches out to you because of this keyword right here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 20 of these, then you effectively have 20 people from these 20 different key terms that are reaching out to you per month. And think about how that could add to your bottom line, even with us just going after these very low keyword volume searches. And these are obviously kind of the keywords that we want to go after, and then go about doing it that way. What I'll do finally is just kind of go over your website and see what I can see, and then I'll wrap it up there because I do value your time and I don't want to waste too much time in this video analysis. Rocky Mountains Self-Defense and Fitness. Actually, Josh let me know that you designed this website, and great job doing that, because most people that design their own website and are business owners don't get even close to what you've done with this. Yeah, you got your images, you got your testimonials right here. You can actually turn these into clickable links and actually point them to Google, not even as an image, but an actual like embedded code. And so you can definitely do that. But the site, it actually looked really good. For someone that doesn't actually do this as their full-time job. You've got CrossFit. What I would do from an SEO perspective is, do you know how we have all these different locations that we specifically want to target? I would have a locations page and actually build out each of those kinds of pages for those locations and the keyword that we want to go after. And then that's the page that's going to rank for that keyword, for that location. And that helps Google recognize that you are servicing not just the locations that's around the keywords that have to do with Castle Rock and Englewood, because these are the locations that you have down here, Englewood and Castle Rock, but also so that Google can pick up that you also want to rank for keywords that are related to things in the nearby location, like South Denver, Centennial, Littleton, and all those various areas. All right, so yeah, I think that there's a couple of things that we could do to clean up the site, but actually the site looks fine. Yeah, it's just a couple of things. Especially when people are on their phones, we want to make sure that that there's a clear call to action number. Can't make this go away. And then so like a call to number, because people don't want to have to keep on scrolling all the way down to find a phone number, right? As well as like a locations or directions page. So if people want to actually drive out there, you have like a directions. Click here for directions or something right up front and center. So when they click on it, then all they have to do is click a directions button, and then it's going to actually pull up the directions. They just have to hit start navigation to actually take them to that location, right? And so that's something that we could do as well. This contact form is good. I would just make it the call to action a little bit more better, like contact us and we'll reach out to you shortly, or 24/7, or yeah, learn more. Yeah, just a couple of things, but the site itself is fine. But that's the kind of thing that we would do, because I just know, like in the industry, we just know kind of what makes people take certain actions, right? Our goal with this site is to make it turn it into a sales machine, where basically it just converts and brings you leads. So every time when you wake up and you're at work or whatever, and you check your emails, you're going to get like a few people reach in the contact forms, and then you're just going to get people kind of calling you throughout the day, asking you about like the self-defense classes that you do and things like that. And people I might actually just drive out to the location and maybe do a trial or see what's up and go from there. So yeah, definitely possible for us to do this kind of work. It's one of those things that we can absolutely do some phenomenal job for you. It's not a tough niche for us to go after, just because of the nature of the business, and there's not a lot of people that do SEO that's in this kind of thing. Actually, fitness is kind of difficult, but a lot of the other keywords like Krav Maga and self-defense is a little bit different. But yeah, very possible for us to get this work done. Would love to talk to you further about this, John, about where you're at, what kind of keywords. If you have any questions about obviously anything I talked about, more than available to chat via phone or email. And I'll leave my phone number at the end of that email that I reach out to you as well. All right, so appreciate it, John. Hope at the very least you got some insight out of this, and look forward to talking to you soon, okay? Thank you.